Hey Carolyn in Thomasville, Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and with the help of my GoPro camera, I'm going to show you how to cut prescription lenses with anti-glare for your Coach 6052, the Fannie, and the color 5238, which is the spotty tortoise and sand, and the 52 eye size. So I'm going to take everything out of the packaging that Coach sends it to me, your Coach case, your Coach eyeglasses, your Coach cleaning cloth that does not want to let go of your glasses. Hopefully we can make that out. Hopefully my camera's good enough that you can see the Coach on there. Put everything back, and of course the star of the show, your frame. It comes with a little plastic sleeve on the left temple from when it was shipped from overseas, and I'm going to include that when I ship to you. And of course you're going to get all the manufacturer's original packaging, including the demo lenses, one of which it says Coach. So I'm going to pop those lenses out now. And I'm going to put your frame into the tracing element of my edger and make it begin. Everyone wants to know, how does the computer know what shape lens to cut? This is why. That little stylus is going to pop up. It's going to go around and trace the shape of the right lens before doing the same thing for the left lens. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic Coach frame and you will receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipts have my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase. And of course all you did was pay the upgrade to the anti-glare coating, and that is it. So let's see here. Your lens, your pupillary distance for your right eye is 28. Let me bring that down to 28, and we can go ahead and begin getting your lenses prepped. Your right eye reads minus 250, minus 75 at 180, minus 250, minus 75 at 180. I will spin the axis wheel of my Marco 101 lensometer to 180. I'm going to put the power drum. Let me make sure everything is centered in perfectly, okay? Put the power drum on minus 250. Rotate your lens until the sphere power comes in clearly. Find the optical center of your lens, check your Stigmatism Correction, everything is lined up, and I'll explain what that means a little bit later. And I'm going to put those 3 dots on your lenses, and I'm going to put an R on there, which stands for right. Let me see if I can darken some of these so you can see them at home. Okay, let's do the same thing for the left. Minus 4 1/4, minus 50 at 110, minus 4 1/4, minus 50 at 110. Put the power drum on minus 450, 4 1/4, I'm sorry, 4 1/4. Take the lens out of the protective sleeve, put the lens in, rotate until the sphere power comes in clearly. Find the optical center, check your Stigmatism Correction. Oh, that looks good. And let's put 3 dots on your lenses again. 1, 2, and 12. Man, I didn't know there was going to be so much math involved. Now I'm going to put an L on that lens. L stands for not right, which is just like me. I ain't right either. Yeah, I know. Okay, so I'm going to place your right lens onto this platform. This is the blocker. If I were to minify that, you will see the lens on there and its relationship to the frame. So that center dot is your optical center. I'm going to get that lined up perfectly. Make sure those other 2 dots are on that horizontal line to make sure it's lined up perfectly. Now, this is a block, or as I like to call it, Jenny from the block. I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting. So I need a double-sided adhesive sticker, of which I have 2 up here. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to put the sticker on the first block. Let's do the same thing for the second block. Now, if you notice, that little silver button on the back is a magnet. That's going to do its job twice. The first job is to hold it in place in this arm. Let me peel the paper away to make the black side sticky. Get that lined up in there. Where's my stylus? There it is. I'm going to hit that button, and the block is now applied to your right lens. Let's do the same thing for the unright lens. Get everything on up. Now your pupillary distance for your left eye is 29. So I'm going to hit this little plus sign twice because it goes up in 0.5 millimeter increments. Hit it one more time, and we're now at 29. Pull the paperweight to make the black side sticky. Marry up that magnet with the one inside there. Get everything lined up there. Your optical center goes right there. And the other 2 dots line everything up. So it is perfect. Oops, hang on. Optical center moved just a hair. I am a perfectionist. I cut every pair of lenses that goes out of here. So I'm just going to make sure everything is perfect. Hit the button, and now the block has been applied to your left lens. Oops, I'm dropping paperwork. I'm dropping paperwork. Okay, that's all I'm dropping. No lenses, no frames. This is the Edger. This is what costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out and buy their own, then you can cut your own lenses at home. The actual cutting wheel is over here on the far right. It's going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper to grind away your lens material until it's the final size. This wheel in the center, or that little channel, that valley that my stylus is in, that's what's going to put the bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. Now the magnet is going to do its job a second time. It's going to hold it in place in the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I don't know the machine well enough to call it chuck. Hit that button to wake up the computer. That is the shape of your lens. These are polycarbonate lenses. I do not want to put a bevel onto the front surface, the convex surface of the lens. I only want to put a safety bevel onto the rear concave surface of the lens. And that concludes your vocabulary lesson of the day. I'm going to hit that green arrow, which is start in every language. The door closes, that clamp shuts, and then two white styluses are going to trace the shape of the lens, making sure it's large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's going around tracing it, and the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel on the lens so you have the best cosmetic look possible. The least amount of edge thickness showing, essentially. So if you notice there's light flickering in the background, that is water running. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic and high index plastic cut wet. The water is only there just to collect the optical sawdust. So your lens has just begun touching down onto the cutting wheel. Now your lenses are made out of polycarbonate. Polycarb is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. Your lenses are bulletproof of the .22 caliber and have both UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes. Unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that have to be reapplied every couple hours when you're in direct, intense exposure to the sun, this is permanent and never needs to be reapplied. Now the other nice thing about your lenses are they are aspheric. Aspheric simply means not spherical. A spherical lens is round in every direction like a basketball. Aspheric is a flatter curvature, so your lenses are thinner, but the front curvature is actually flatter. So you don't have that ugly cosmetic fishbowl appearance, and flatter lenses give you a better cosmetic look in today's flatter curvature frames. So the other thing about your lenses, of course, when you buy lenses, glasses from people online, they charge you for plastic lenses. That's no bueno. You're always going to get polycarbonate lenses from me, and then if you want to upgrade to the thinner, lighter weight, unbreakable, bulletproof lenses, the companies charge you an upgrade fee for that. That's also no bueno. And then they want you to, if you want to get the aspheric flatter curvature lenses, they charge you a third fee for that. So this is someone else's top tier premium lens that you get for free simply just buying the frame from me. That's how I make premium the new standard. So the other nice thing about your lenses is you upgrade it to an anti-glare coating. Anti-glare is 3 features in one. It eliminates glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead lights, fluorescent lights. Now the second feature is a cosmetic feature. It's an anti-reflection coating. That's why it has the initials ARC. Stands for anti-reflective coating. So when someone's looking at you, they're not looking at their reflection in your glasses, they're seeing just your eyes. And of course, if someone takes a picture with a flash, or if you take a selfie with a flash, you won't see the flash lit up in the lens, you'll see just your eyes. Now the third feature that I like is it comes with the industry's hardest scratch protection. The machine that applies the anti-glare coating costs well over $1 million. It takes over 24 hours to apply that coating to your lens because they vaporize 7 different coatings onto the lens. So because of the time and the expense of what they have to go through, that's why the lens companies will give you the strongest scratch coating of any lens. Now in just a moment I will open this door with my mind. You like that? I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I just have to stare at it for a couple hours, but then I can get it to melt. I know, you've heard it all before. I gotta get some new material, I'll tell you what. Carolyn, buy a second pair of glasses for me and I'll come up with some new material. So, I'm going to tuck the left lens in at the outside corner, use my thumbs, press down at the nose, it snaps in perfectly. Let's go ahead and take your left lens, oops, I said the L word, the 4-letter word, flip that over to L, and I'm going to hit start. Just like before, the door closes, the clamp shuts, and then the lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure the lens is large enough to fit into the frame. You can see as it's going around, follow my finger. And of course, as always, measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly where to place the bevel, so you have the least amount of edge thickness possible. And of course, for your right lens, you have no edge thickness whatsoever. You may have some for your left. I'm going to go ahead and take this block off, and let's go ahead and continue working on the right lens. Let's take this down here, back to my lensometer. I'm going to spin the axis wheel back to 180. Come here, 180, where are you hiding at? Okay, so I'm going to put the lens in just over that red dot, which is your optical center. And I'm going to read -250. Got that there, 250, halfway between 2 and 3. The unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R. It starts at 0 and goes up from there in quarter increments, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1, and so on. So you have 10 steps of correction for your farsightedness. You are nearsighted. Without your glasses on, everything is it's very clear, but whatever you cannot reach, it starts to get blurry. Anything far away, so you need 10 steps of correction for your farsightedness. Because without your glasses on, everything is much larger than it really appears. So that's why there's a minus sign. It will minify down to the correct size. Now you have 3 steps of astigmatism correction. Now there is a stigma over the word astigmatism. It just means shape. It's like saying someone has straight hair, someone else has curly hair. It is not a disease. It is not an affliction. It fluctuates. It comes and goes. This number makes everything the correct size. This number takes away fuzzy edges. That's what astigmatism does. It makes 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F. So think of this as the fine-tune knob, and we're turning that knob to 180. If you imagine a straight line, over here where my cap is at 0, the other end would be 180 with 90 in the center. We're going to turn that fine-tune knob past 90 all the way to 180. Now your left eye needs much more correction. You need 17 steps of correction for your farsightedness, but you only need 1 step less of astigmatism correction. And so we're going to turn that knob to 110. We're going to start at 0, go past 90, and stop at about 110. These first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. It doesn't really mean much. I'm sorry, these are to be concerned with. This last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180, and that really doesn't mean much. So between 180 and 110, that's not it. These are the real numbers. And if you missed any of this, let me recap. Oh, another bad joke. So let me check your, we're here at 250 still. Let me check your astigmatism correction, the 3 steps, and we're ending up at 3 1/4. So you remember high school algebra where you add the 2 like signs together? Don't worry, Carolyn, I've forgotten my high school algebra too. Let's use today's terms though. If someone had borrowed $2.50 and then they borrowed another 75 cents, they would owe you $3.25. Look at that, 3 1/4 in the red. Now, you're going to have a combined value of 475 for your left eye. Starting at 4 1/4, you add 2 more steps and we're going to end up at 475. Now this frame, the Coach Fannie, sells for $179. And of course the upgrade to the anti-glare coating is $40, so your total is $219. I'll leave that down there. That's where I'm going to need it at. So water has begun spraying onto the lens. It does that for the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle. And in just a moment, a lever is going to move out. On the end of that lever is a little spinning wheel, something you would find on a Dremel tool. That spinning wheel is what's putting the safety bevel onto the rear surface, the concave surface of the lens. Should you have any edge thickness whatsoever protruding from the back of the frame, coming in contact with the skin, it's going to make sure it is a very smooth surface. So for the second time, Carolyn, help me open the door with your mind. Ooh, hey, Carolyn, you're good at this. First day on the job. All right, so I'm going to dry the lens off so it's not slippery. Use my thumbnail to wipe away any optical debris that may be there. You see that? And just drop it on the floor, because that's how I like to get things dirty. So I'm going to take your left lens. We're going to tuck it in at the outside corner using the thumbs, press down at the nose, and it snaps right in. Let me grab my D-blocker. And the block is gone. Let's come back down here to the lensometer. We're going to spin the axis wheel, the fine-tune knob, back to 110. Put the lens in over that dot, and I am reading -4 1/4. One tick mark away from 4. Check your two steps of astigmatism correction, and what I tell you, we're at the 475 mark. So your pupillary distance is 28 for the right eye, 29 for the left, which is a combined value of 57. I'm going to turn the card around so I have a background and place the 0 against my thumb on your right lens, and when we hold it up to the left lens, we're getting 57 millimeters, so that is made perfectly. And the other thing I'm going to do, I always do this when I'm cleaning your lenses, and of course when I ship these to you, Carolyn, of course free shipping anywhere in the United States, but when I ship these to you, there is a small chance that when you take these out of the box, that they could be too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That is because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other, and because of that, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm going to get these in standard alignment first, also known as the 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the lenses being 3. Set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take mine off and set them on the counter, they wobble, but they sit level on me. Let me put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing. Flip these over, press down. There is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do, and they're not askew in any way like that. Check the tension on each hinge. That looks good. And of course, Carolyn, you're going to get not only the Coach cleaning cloth, but one of my own. And I field test every one to make sure it's perfect before I ship to you, because I don't want to ship out any defective cleaning cloths. Sorry, a little optical humor there. I get to use your cloth to clean your glasses. I'm just showing you how to do it. See that? You see how I'm doing that there? You see how I do that? Yeah, that's right. The kids today, they don't know about cleaning glasses. But I also include instructions on how to not only care for your eyeglasses and lenses, but also for your case and cleaning cloth, so that both of them will last you for many years. I also include a photo request to have your picture on the website. Feel free to decline, but I'm proud of the work that I do. Plus, no one out there is offering you these services. So that's that. If anyone has any questions, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. Carolyn in Thomasville, North Carolina, hope you enjoyed watching as I cut prescription lenses with anti-glare for your Coach 6052, the Fannie, in color 5238, which is the spotty tortoise and sand. And everyone else out there has gotten the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.